Bitcoin is pumping. Are we heading for all-time highs? Let's get into the charts. Welcome back to Max Trades Crypto. Today we're going to be going over our main scenario on the week, and it's quite an emergency video because we are actually pumping quite a bit in this last 4 hours. So if we look at our main scenario on the chart, we are currently forming on the 4-hourly time frame a WXY, where we have a W down, an X wave up, and a Y wave to the downside. So at the moment, we can see that the move down in W is a corrective structure. Therefore, probabilities to take out the all-time high increase, right? We have a corrective structure to the downside, and therefore the likelihood that we are going to make a move up in the future is very, very high. So what does that mean on our 4-hourly time frame? We can see here that we possibly have a W, X, and a wave Y. A WXY is a 3-wave structure in W, 3-wave structure in X, and then 3-wave structure in wave Y. There are a few confluences sitting at the area of resistance we have just touched that we will now get into. So if we look at this move towards the upside inside the wave X, the green wave X, as you can see here on the chart, we have a W to the upside, X wave down, and Y to the upside inside, and A, B, and a wave C. The C wave target sits at around $116,800 before we should see a 5-wave structure to the downside, 3-wave move up, and another 5-wave structure in the A, B, C in wave Y. This is our main scenario, but even this occurring, we need to keep in mind that the bull market is not yet over. This move towards the downside is going to be a very, very bearish time in crypto. People are going to say, are we going under 100? Are we going now to bear market times? But this is a corrective structure, and we must keep that in mind. This is not any form of double 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3 with massive volume to the downside. Now, I just want to talk about why don't we say this is possibly a move up like this, where we have this the scenario 3, which I have on the chart here. Why do we not say this is a multi 1 2 1 2 1 2 and now we are blasting off in wave 3? The reason being is because of volume. Now, volume on the chart, if we pull up the volume profile, we can see here this had heavy volume in the wave 1. Heavier volume in the wave 3, but still lower volume on the wave 3, right? In Elliott Wave, the wave 3 always has the most amount of volume. We should be seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with volume being the greatest, right, on wave 3. But instead we see volume sitting lower, and now we see volume sitting in the last pump up even lower than before, right? So this is a sign that this is also a corrective structure. So that brings us to our main scenario. Then we can see here that on the USDT.D chart, we can see on the 4-hourly time frame, we have broken down from this little triangle that we made here, and now Bitcoin is pumping. But the likelihood that the USDT chart resistance or supports it under this area here is very, very high, right? In the target of the 4.35% to the 4.11%. Remember, this is an inversely correlated to Bitcoin. So when this thing pumps back up to this resistance area, the likelihood that Bitcoin drops is very, very high, correlating with our WXY scenario where we have the Y wave to the downside. That is the one correlation. For trading possibilities, starting on the 4-hourly time frame, we have this main scenario to the downside sitting at the 1-to-1 ratio at $116,844, which would be a great short in my opinion. Just under the 0.618 at 117,600, and then hitting the 1-to-1 ratio of the A, B, and wave C. Over the weekend, the likelihood that we are going to be seeing 4-5, 4-5s and a grinding move towards the upside is high, possibly touching the 0.618 and then most likely touching the 1-to-1 at 116,844. Very, very possible here, and that is where I think we should short from. The reason being is that we have not yet closed, or maybe just under it, but we have not yet closed the CME gap that is sitting just above us, and we have the resistance of this line over here on the chart, this B wave high. So very, very good area for a possible turnaround. But if you are wanting to trade safe in Elliott Wave, we are looking for always in this scenario a 5-wave move towards the downside, followed by a 3-wave move into resistance. Taking the short from this area would always be good, and followed by that we have the wave 3 towards the downside, where you will catch all the major percentage points. So that is my evaluation for today and where I think we should short from. But guys, do join the Discord channel down below. We did just close one of our trades that was mentioned in the Discord channel at almost 7% profit. So all the trade possibilities are indeed put in the Discord channel. We actually mentioned this X wave short from very, very long ago when this Y wave was only just finishing. We are now sitting at that $116,000, and that is likely to end up in the short. So do join the Discord channel for more updates. But it's been Max Trades Crypto. Cheers, guys.